She's like a part of my life. In the spirit, kind of. And I never even met her.
Lisa Halkett is referring to Joyce Thomas, the murdered woman from Ville Platte who she never met but whose death haunts her to this day. Halkett admits she and her brother-in-law were trying to steal from abandoned properties when they encountered a man at this abandoned home.
I hollered, "Hello? Hello? Anybody here?" And that's when he come out from the woods. And I asked him, "Do you live here? Are you on this property?" And he said, "No."
A man, she says, looked nervous.
The sweat pouring off of him, that man. It's like he wasn't expecting that.
She did not know it at the time, but that man was Philip DeWoody, and inside of that home, Joyce Thomas, who was still missing at the time. Their conversation was brief, but as they were leaving, Halkett says she heard something.
While we were leaving, I heard a muff like a and then he said, DeWoody turned and he said, "It's okay, honey, we're okay."
She heard the voice of Thomas, who was deaf and unable to speak. At the time, Halkett didn't know what to think of the situation.
Normally, if people were in need of help, they're going to say, "Help, help," you know, but she couldn't. And that was her way of screaming for help. But it was just sad, because if I would have known. I don't know. I just felt like, should I call the law, you know? But I was out being a criminal, and so I didn't. But it bothered me.
The family of Joyce Thomas gathered with the community to pray for her safe return during a prayer vigil today. She's been missing since Wednesday. As the search continues, an Opelousas man has been arrested in connection with her disappearance. She would later see DeWoody's photo on the news and called police.
In people's eyes, we're not supposed to be here right now because we're witnesses, and he could have easily hurt us. I felt like I had, if I called, I could probably give him a lot of information. Hopefully she'd come home, or if something happens, the family can be at rest.
She took police to this area, and while officers had a location, they still could find no sign of Thomas. But Grant Cochell's assistant police chief kept up the search on his own time. He said he made that promise to help the family who reached out to him.
Then he said, "You mean to tell me there's nobody looking for my grandmother?" And that kind of struck a chord with me. And so I decided to come out on my day off and search.
Living just about a mile away from the scene, Assistant Chief Michael Buck would ride his four-wheeler to the area to search.
Came up to the back of the house. When I came up through here is when I noticed those drag marks, and then followed them around the back of this shed. And I did see her remains laying off in a wooded area, partially covered with branches and bush.
The tragic end to a search.
I pass in front all the time, and I always think of her, always. And it's just sad. That's something that'll never go away.
Meanwhile, Lisa Halkett says it's a case that will remain with her, feeling a connection to Thomas and her family.
I talked to the grandson, you know, and I contacted him and told him that I'm so sorry what happened. And he says, I'm not mad at you. My family's not mad at you at all. You helped, you know, you were a big help. And I just feel like I wish I could have helped more, but. And he said, my grandma's your angel. And it's just sad. Like the little pearls.
And while time has gone by,
and the little cross.
Halkett keeps a reminder to never forget Thomas.
This one says faith, love. I think I see Miss Joyce as our angel. She was loved by so many, and I bet, you know, she looked like a lovely person.
Reporting for KATC TV3, I'm Kendria LaFleur.